The force that gives prophecies and will never be explained has given 3 important ThunderClan cats and Lionheart a vision of the third cat. "We shouldn't tell anybody about this," says the blue guy. "Actually, we should never say anything to anyone." "Sounds reasonable," says everybody but Yellowfang. At the gathering, Lionblaze is thinking about how much he hates Squirrelflight for lovingly taking care of him and raising him for his entire life. Brambleclaw has also been hating Squirrelflight for the last 6 months and has been taking every opportunity to avoid her and be passive-aggressive. Secondarily to hating your mom, there's a drought. Leopardstar accuses all the other clans of stealing RiverClan's natural prey. Water. "Oh yeah, Leopardstar is sick," says Jayfeather. "I learned it from finding her Facebook page. She uses the same username for everything." After they get home, Lionblaze and friends trot down to the lake puddle to rehydrate their cult sect. A RiverClan patrol stops them. "Go drink mice instead," says Reed Whisker. They manage to get some water anyways through the power of politeness. Suddenly, Firestar's been attacked by a fox. Firestar dies. And undies. "If only Leafpool were here," thinks Jayfeather, making no mistakes in correctly treating his patient. Dovekit and Ivykit sneak into the apprentice's den. They're BFFs sent together forever and sisters and best friends. They wear friendship bracelets and braid each other's hair and love to stay up all night talking about NSYNC and Mary-Kate and Ashley and whatever else preteens do. I don't know, I'm 27. Jayfeather and Lionblaze seem to think that they don't have a mother now because their mother wasn't biological. Warrior cats, please. Adoption is a good thing, I swear. Suddenly, Dovekit detects a fire and Lionblaze's patrol puts it all out with their moss. It seems to have just started on its own. "I wonder who the third cat is," says Jayfeather. "I wish they'd send me a sign." Berrynose approaches Jayfeather to let him know that not only is Poppyfrost having his kittens, but she also now has no agency. Dovekit and Ivykit are made apprentices and given to Lionblaze and Cinderwhatever. Dovekit is confident and Ivykit is shy and insecure. Instantly, Dovepaw memorizes the smell of cats miles away. "Stop that. It's weird," says Ivypaw. Spiderleg and Berrynose are stuck in the mud. They use Jayfeather's stick to wrench them out. This upsets Jayfeather because his stick is definitely more important than if or not the clan has Spiderleg. Ivypaw makes the terrible mistake of sniffing a dead fish for just a moment, and a RiverClan warrior also gets stuck. "Haha, sucks to be you," says Cinderheart while he drowns. "Dumb RiverClan cat." They bring Rainstorm home and Dovepaw detects the mental state of every cat in camp. "You ever gonna do that again?" asks Lionblaze. "No, I think that's actually a Jayfeather thing." Dovepaw goes to sleep and gets kidnapped by Yellowfang. But Yellowfang immediately floats back into outer space, screaming, "What's gray and gray and gray all over? The third prophesized cat!" What could it mean? Apparently it's been an entire moon since they started training now. Time flies when you go to sleep in between chapters, I guess. Dovepaw catches 2 things, but Ivypaw only catches 1 thing, and no matter how careful Dovepaw is, she only makes Ivypaw more upset. Dovepaw should stop being good at things for me. Later, everyone's sitting around gossiping about how they're dying of thirst. "Oh, do you mean because of the evil robots upstream?" "Yeah, they run on water," says Dovepaw. "Yeah? Do they fly and shoot laser beams?" asks Mouse Whisker. "No, that would be stupid." Birchfall sends Dovepaw to the corner for making things up. Ivypaw accuses her of lying for attention, but Lionblaze comes to her rescue and breaks her out of timeout. Then he gleefully uses her to find out how Berrynose hurt himself. "Hey, Berrynose, how was stepping on that thorn?" says Lionblaze. "Okay, Dovewing, I believe you about the robot army now." "These powers are pretty dumb," says Jayfeather. "So they're probably real." No, this is normal," says Dovewing. "This is what cat whiskers are for." "No, those are for getting out of boxes and seeing how big leaves are. You're just a weirdo." Lionblaze tells Dovepaw about his powers. Jayfeather doesn't, just to be a jerk. "I'm gonna go ask Ivypaw if this is okay," says Dovewing. "No," says Jayfeather. Bye then, I guess." Firestar announces that the only way to defeat the robots is by having cats from each clan represent an aspect of the warrior code. "You're ugly," says Dying Leopardstar. "You're ugly and all your ideas suck." "She doesn't mean that, and I am sorry," adds Mistyfoot. Lionblaze and Dovewing are chosen from ThunderClan to represent the rule an honorable warrior does not need to kill. Toadstep and Tigerheart are chosen from ShadowClan, representing the rule do not have babies outside your clan. Petalfur and Rippletail are chosen from RiverClan, representing Moonkitty needs to make a new sprite for every semi-important cat. And Whitetail and Sedgewhisker can be Don't Trespass or something, I don't care. As soon as they leave, everyone gets chased around by Two Legs. "I'll protect you," says Tigerheart. "From the Two Legs?" No, from the fan base. They miss Hollyleaf." Suddenly, dogs attack, and the RiverClan and WindClan cats are too stupid to climb trees. But nobody ever gets caught by a dog on screen in Warrior Cats, so they're all fine. Back at camp, Ivypaw is really angry that Dovepaw went on a quest and she didn't. She deals with this by throwing rocks at people. Jayfeather takes a little trot down to the mud puddle to listen to patrols fight over water. Poppyfrost came too, only to be immediately yelled at by Berrynose for daring to move and also be pregnant. "I'm fine, aren't I, Jayfeather?" "Yes, Berrynose is the worst." Love that about him. Suddenly, Breezepelt appears, lashing out at everyone for drinking water in an area angled slightly towards WindClan. "Hey, stop," says Jayfeather. "I hate you for being born," responds Breezepelt. "You made my dad look bad. And me." Ashfoot appears to ask what we're yelling about. "Oh, nothing, Ashfoot. Just a little baby misunderstanding is all." Then an ancient ghost manifests to tell Jayfeather to look out for clouds. "I can't see," says Jayfeather. "Oh, oops." Dovewing has a sensory overload and shuts down. Nobody notices and they go to hunt some tasty pet rabbits. Unfortunately, they're immediately stopped by every available kitty pet in the area. Interestingly, the Cutter gets mentioned for the first time since the first series. Exciting stuff. Meanwhile, in ThunderClan, Jayfeather checks on Poppyfrost by invading her personal space. "Why are you dreaming about the moon pool?" asks Jayfeather. More like, why am I dreaming about Jayfeather? Ew, not again. In the waking world, Ivypaw is still being terribly nasty to everyone over basically nothing. She hisses at Bumblepaw for saying the word journey. Suddenly, Poppyfrost is gone. Daisy's worried about Poppyfrost and Berrynose's relationship. "Yeah, it's terrible. He's controlling, he moved on from her sister, he's the worst," says Jayfeather. "How dare you say that about my son?" responds Daisy. Jayfeather resigns himself to going and bringing Poppyfrost back himself. Without any help. Just him, Blind Medicine Cat, all alone on a rescue mission. Instantly, he smells that Breezepelt has been following her. Never mind that, though. The patrol has found the water-blocking contraption, a beaver dam. "You said there were robots, Dovepaw." "That's not a robot. I'm 7 moons old, give me a break." Some Two Legs are studying the beavers. They should study the cats instead. The cats have organized religion. Tigerheart bullies one of them for having a beard. They attack the beavers the next day, but Rippletail is disintegrated by one of their laser cannons. Never mind that, though. Back at the lake, Jayfeather is following Poppyfrost and Breezepelt's scent trail to the moon pool. "Why did you come up here?" asks Jayfeather. "To visit my dead sister." "It doesn't work that way." "It will if I kill her," says Breezepelt, materializing. "Isn't that, murder?" asks Jayfeather. "No, see, I have good motivation for it, so killing this woman is okay." Jayfeather tries to make Breezepelt take him instead, but Breezepelt thinks he needs to kill an additional innocent party to balance out his clanmates gossiping about him. So Breezepelt and his ghost pal begin hitting Jayfeather with their plastic laser swords. Just as they're about to finish, Honeyfern's ghost appears and uses holy magic on the attackers, which everyone knows is super effective against both Breezepelt and the undead. "Hey, Poppyfrost," says Honeyfern. "Berrynose is the worst, huh? I sure am glad that I'm dead and you're the one having his kits, lol." "Oh, huh," says Poppyfrost. Back in the middle of nowhere, after extensive beaver research, the gang decides to try a new tactic to remove the dam. They get all the kitty pets together to form a fake computer repair shop to distract the beavers. This is an immense success. Meanwhile, Jayfeather has a deep wound from Breezepelt's toy lightsaber, so Poppyfrost has to princess carry him home. Unfortunately, as soon as they get home, Berrynose whacks him out of her paws and suplexes her into the nursery. Cinderpelt possesses Cinderheart to clean Jayfeather's wounds. Then, while Jayfeather is suffering and in pain, Rock appears to him just to tell him that he knew all along that his parents were wrong, and that has nothing to do with anything at this point, so Jayf trashes his stick. And for some reason, nobody reports to anyone about Breezepelt? Dovepaw and Lionblaze come back. Hooray! And then we have a sudden 1-month time skip just to experience the joy of childbirth. And just as Molekid and Cherrykid are born, a whole bunch of evil ghosts come in to give them curses. "Whoa, hey, get lost, beat it," says Lionblaze, chasing them out with a broom. Hilariously, even though it's been 1 month, Jayfeather also waited until now to tell Lionblaze about Breezepelt. Says Jayfeather. Do you think that maybe they're training living cats to fight in hell?
Yeah, actually, they've been doing that for a long time. I forgot to tell you, sorry.